So you've got a bona fide background. You are an expert in this topic, and so that's why I wanted to bring you in here. And of course, we also use a lot of your products in our build, so thank you very much. So at what point does a guy or girl say, hey, you know what? I might need to consider upgrading my battery system. When does that happen?
So that's vehicle dependent. It's setup dependent. It even is as far as efficiency, as far as their playing habits. Most of the time, usually if you're over, 750 to 1,000 watts, it's the time. However, a lot of vehicles are coming, and I know obviously we've got a guest who will speak more about this than I will. But at a certain time, it becomes like when your vehicle's not keeping up, your alternator's not able to keep up, your stock battery, your batteries are not able to keep up with the volts. It's just time to upgrade. One of our tried and true AGMs, 15 years in business or plus actually, in lead acid, just keeping the top level lead acid products on the market. Products like that are the first step that a lot of people take is to upgrade their factory battery. And then it all goes downhill from there to adding more stuff, always improving, always having all sorts of fun. And nothing's ever good enough once you go down this path. We all want to get louder and all want to have more fun, enjoy music longer, clearer, louder for everybody to enjoy. It's kind of a cool thing of being able to do that. And obviously, right at that 1,000-watt range where people start really upgrading. And then obviously it kind of snowballs from there to lithium, to capacitor banks, to obviously products like the Warhorse, where it's like you're taking a commitment by getting such a high quality product, and you need high quality energy storage to match that, to maximize your longevity, your performance, and just your overall investment in your product.
For many, many years during training, I've been telling people amplifiers do not make power. They don't make power. They simply convert your DC to really big AC. So you can't expect an amplifier to make power if you don't give it what it needs on the backside. So that's really important. Now, before we bring in our next guest to join the conversation, on the last show, we talked about using a Warhorse amplifier in a daily driver system without having to go to big banks of batteries, lithiums, and alternators, and so forth. And you had a great solution for a guy that wants to use a 3601 Warhorse with his stock alternator, big 3 upgrade, and he's got to add a second battery to it. So what would you suggest for that kind of a scenario?
So if they're running factory alternator, assuming they're at a charge point of a standard 12-volt stock charging, there I will put an important note that certain vehicles like Teslas come with an inverter setup that charges higher, and that's a specific setup that I, again, recommend a qualified install tech to examine to make sure you're in the right range. But for argument's sake, I'm going to refer to voltages below 14.8, like a standard, most common routine charging. We offer the Titanate product, which we're honored to be the official battery of KICKER Warhorse. Because of that, we offer modular ones that can go in the back as a secondary to run the AGM battery, or like I have in my hand here is a under the hood version that's just a direct drop in, and this one replaces.
So
that's it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I jumped on you. You were going to say, so that guy, you take out your stock battery, you put that Titanate under the hood, and that'll run a Warhorse.
Correct. These are good, depending on the alternator amperage, and our directions are pretty clear on that as far as their ratings, what they're rated for. But anywhere from 5,000 to 7,000 watts on one of them. They're good for high output alternators. They're good for stock alternators. We make them in all different sizes, and if you go on our website, you can see the sizing is super easy. It gives you recommendations and the terminals needed. It's all very easy, very straightforward. And of course, we have a fantastic network of distributors and dealers that we trust, and including online dealers that sell those. That way, if you have a lot of room, you have one battery slot. And a lot of cars just don't have a secondary battery. They don't want to have to run wires to the back as far as for an extra battery.
Yes.
This is where that solution comes in.